Chili, and I'm your host for Take It All. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you may find yourself watching this video. I want to say Sani Bonani, Moweni, and I guess Undani is how are you? So how are you? Like truly, how are you doing? I know it's been a crazy few months in the year. It has been like I can't even think of any other synonyms for crazy. It's just been party. It's been really weird. It's been a really weird time. Social distancing, mask wearing, finding love in this time has been a bit difficult because all them masks, but okay. That's okay. We don't really, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I hope you're all doing good. I hope your weekend was great and that you maybe not still hung up on the weekend if you are. If you aren't and you're at work, sorry, but have a wonderful Monday. And thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming to watch my video. Also, so saying thanks, I also just really wanted to say thank you very much to the 255 people who have liked the Facebook page and the 17 subscribers last I checked this morning for the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your numbers and your support and for watching and the views on the videos. Thank you so much. Honestly, I didn't think I would even get to those numbers at all when I started this, so thank you very much. Today is just like a catch-up kind of thing, like you know, like an intermission. I don't know what to call this, but it is basically like a mini reflection, a mini just talking and doing it because. Also, I want to catch you guys up on the fact that like admin. Anyway, I've been thinking or struggling or internally battling myself. What do I call these things? I know that the first episode I literally said episode, but now I haven't even named the episodes. Or I mean, I haven't numbered them or said episode this and that. It's just taking off 6 and whatever else it is. So I've literally been thinking, do I make this seasons? Do I break these up into seasons? But it would be weird to stop a season in October and start one in November. That to me, that just doesn't make logical sense. So I was thinking I would go until December sometime and then start new year, new season. I don't know, we'll see. And then also, I've also learned that I'm a bit of a control freak because someone offered like in the really beginning to like make poster things or like those things that you put on Facebook and whatnot. And I said yes. And did I use that person? No, I did not. Because I was like, what if I just want to do this because I'm scared to say, hey, take this. You do it for me, please. Thanks. No, I don't do that. I would just do everything myself. That's why you've seen the new, I don't know if you have seen, if you have, thank you. The things now have like these purple border thingies. I'm trying to have like a color scheme. Sorry, it's aesthetic. And if I'm pronouncing it correctly, I don't know. Aesthetic, I'm trying to have Instagreasy aesthetic. So I'm trying to make it look like, you know, like, oh, hello. Because apparently that's the thing. Reels. I've literally been watching, I have watched so many YouTube videos on Instagram aesthetic, on branding, on marketing, on making things on like, and all these apps to use to make stuff. And also I'm trying to up my video editing. So it's, yeah, man, it's just like, you. Anyway, but here we are. Thanks for coming to watch. And today is just going to be talking and kind of, I guess, reflecting on the last 14 videos. Can we call it that? Videos, episodes on Take It Off. Also, today's blast is sponsored by Mommy Couture. Thank you, Mommy. So yeah, today's video is just reflecting and talking. And also, again, thank you very much. So Casey Blake in the mental health video had asked me how or what made me start this channel. And I thought I wanted to answer that again, but like properly, more thought out, you know? And basically, obviously, if you have watched the videos, you will have known that how I came about it literally was actually, I know the date now, the 26th of April, kinda. Um, it was where I was at my aunt's house, and these young girls had asked me, this young girl, sorry, one of them, singular, she had asked me something about sex, and I was like, oh, let me show you, let me tell you. And I was just like, blah, 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 blah. And my aunt was there who is 50 plus, who she's really cool. And she was also like, oh, I didn't know that. And I was like, what? You didn't know this? Oh my word. No, you need to know. So I was showing and I was like, going on. And it's literally a picture of me looking ratchet like a monster, um, talking to this young woman. And I guess from there, I was like, people need to know these things. And one of my very first things was I would be scared if someone I knew very close to me would rather go and experiment and do things and maybe catch an STI or an STD or be pregnant or whatever it was, or be mentally frustrated or in a mental space that was just crappy because they went to experiment instead of asking questions or saying, hey, what is this? Or can you tell me about this? Or whatever else, instead of doing that. And I was like, let me try and answer those questions that people may be scared to ask in a place where, in a format where you could come and ask those questions and they will be answered and we can talk about them. And also, then I guess from there, it evolved to sex positive conversation. And so I was hoping that before somebody would experiment, they would be like, hey, let me go and try to take it off to see what they say about this, or to see what anybody is saying about this. You can Google, you can incognito on Google if you must. Um, I hope you guys know about incognito on Google, and also a lot of other things. Opera Mini has incognito mode. Um, a lot of other browsers, I think, have incognito mode. You just go to those three dots on the right-hand side, top right, and they'll show you incognito, or I don't know other names, but make use of that. If you want to ask questions that you don't want your browser history to necessarily keep at the moment, go and look at those things and search for answers if you really want to. If you don't want to ask for other people, go over there. And so yeah, I just wanted a place where people come and talk about those things that people want to know about, and also to know that it's not just females who have these questions or might think about these things, that there are some males too. And also the fact that, to me, well, obviously this is just me, we would assume that the man, a man, or whoever it was you're sleeping with or whatever, would know all of these things, and you would just go and lay there and it's like, all right, when it's going to be finished. No, I wanted a woman, and not a woman, just people, to know that there is just so much more to than just laying there and waiting for it to be finished. And that there are things that come before, after, and during the sex that people need to take cognizance of, to be aware of, for them to be like, oh my gosh, do I really want to do this right now? Can I wait just a little bit? And or can I do it myself, self pleasure, and then see what works for me so that I can tell the next person, hey, this is what I like. And also in that boost, like confidence in yourself, knowing your body, self love. And I just thought that like a place that like kind of puts all of that together and celebrates that, that is what I wanted to do. And also regarding the name, Take It Off, I just thought that when we talk about sex, like in any era until 2020, it's always just been taboo, shame, shyness, embarrassment, stigma, negative connotation vibes. Like it's just, no, you can't talk about that, not now. Or it would be like, how you have like a family gathering, and then the older people are like over there and the young ones are over there. And we say Sema now. I've been using Sema now a lot in the last few weeks. I don't know why I like it. Sema now. So Sema now, I'm gonna use it. Sema now. The old people are over there and the young people are over there, and the young people are like asking questions about, like, people talk about sex a lot. So they're gonna be talking about sex, and then all of a sudden, the older person would come and they'd be like, whatever they were doing. Or if they were speaking about something really funny, really loudly, and a young person was in their presence, they'd be like, no, yes, nog. Ja. what is the term I used in the other word? Ogat. There we go. He's nog, yo, moenie ogat wees nie. Or, and then they'd say, no, gaan na you know, Afrikaans and so, right? So they would be like, no, go over there. It's your people, your age appropriate stuff. Also, age appropriate, something I wrote down to talk about. We'll speak about it in a few minutes' time. And then, yeah, it was just like there wouldn't be a place where both those groups sat together and spoke about sex in an open, positive kind of way and said, you know what, this is what it involves, this is what it is, this is how whatever it is that your sex education would have compromised of or formed of. And I just wanted that. And also how we know about sex to me was very important because literally and figuratively and directly and indirectly, how we know our sex is also from our parents, whether they got a sex education or not. Whatever it was that they got, they gave to us. Whether it was they didn't speak about sex at all, or they did, or they said, hey, it's just for marriage, don't be doing them things, and then just that's it, nothing else. And then you literally got that. You didn't speak about it, you didn't say anything, you didn't. And then also, what I noted was, in my video with the amazing Zama, she spoke about how maybe her, I think it was her dad, who would never even dream or even think of buying her sanitary towels or like what do you call those things? Sanitary towels, pads, at the shop. And I was like, and I said I was really grateful because the men and father figures in my life have bought me sanitary towels since the beginning of time. Since I got my first period, my uncle bought it for me. Then like, and then my mom's husband bought them for me. Um, yeah, all these people I've always known who was just bought me pads, and they are men. Literally, a previous partner of mine also was just like, "You need pads, girl? I'm gonna buy you some pads." And I was just like, "Oh my word! Like, how is it that these things are very different?" And also, I just quick pause side note. I think it was Lilette's, yeah, because they were like, "Let's talk about it." I saw on Instagram they had an ad where they had men. They were asking them, "What is this?" It was a sanitary towel, a tampon, and something else, a diva cup, whatever. And I thought that was amazing. I literally went crazy because I thought that was so cool. We are thinking forward, thinking sex positive. Like, you know, it shouldn't be shameful that women have periods. We should talk about these things. And period sex, even like it shouldn't be taboo. People do this, people have sex almost every other minute in the world. And the world is really big, and we all, I think, almost at 8 billion people. So we should be talking about these things. And that's why I just ranted. Oh, I'm so sorry. Um, that's why I wanted to create Take It Off. And I wanted to take off the taboo, the stigma, the shame, the negative stuff. And also to be like a conversationist, to start the conversation of positive sex. That's it. And also in the starting the positive conversation about sex, I wanted it to be centered in Africa. I know that you've already seen other posts say, I'm an African, I love Africa, I live in Africa. It really is true. Like, you go on Instagram right now, or even YouTube, and you search sex education, not one something from the African continent will pop up. I mean, unless there are lectures for African people who have gone and done lectures, that's about it. There are so many sex ed things in America and America. I don't know how to say that any other way. USA, America, America just sounds America. I can't say that. Sorry, guys. America. And there's a plethora of things like that where for us in Africa, they honestly wasn't. And like Dr. O'Larrigan had said, in Africa, there's a stigma against women who can't produce, who can't reproduce, who can't carry children. And like there are so many things that need to be unpacked, that need to be re-educated or re-somethinged in society in Africa. And that was my main focus, and it still is. I am so pro-Africa, I could bleed it if possible. That is why I wanted to start Take It Off here in an African sense, an African perspective. Because I promise you, there are tens of thousands of in America, even like there are some British people that I follow on the Take It Off Instagram. And but they are so informative. I promise you, they are so informative. And I initially thought that maybe this podcasting episode thing would only go for like a few months because what all can you talk about sex? I mean, it's honestly. And then through the research, it's just there are so many things. There are literally so many things that are either connected to sex, with sex, mental health, and sex. Who would have thought in 2020? I mean, we've come a long way. So yes, those things are possible. That is why we have an sex and mental episode, sex and mental health episode. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many other things to talk about regarding sex and mental health. And hopefully we'll get to that in the time comes. Um, so yes, I've rambled on that enough. So that is where my take it off, the reason why I wanted this to be and why it is here. And yeah, thanks for joining me on my journey to educate people. Um, I also wanted to speak about, yeah, so again, touching on Dr. O'Larrigan's point of in Africa, like they are just, this is a stigma against women. And who knew that? I didn't know before he had mentioned it that 33 to 37, 33 to 37% of the time, it actually is the male's, not fault, but it is something to do with the male reproductive system that pregnancy can't happen. I didn't know that. Did you know that? Tell me, did you know that? I didn't know that. Um, so that is why I, my friends call me this really bad term. I don't know if I should say it or not. Um, I'm gonna say it. But not to be bad. It's really not a bad term. They call me a PhD magnet. There we go. We'll say magnet. PhD magnet. Because on campus, all of my, not all of my friends, but a lot of the friends I make are either doing their PhDs, have done their PhDs, and it's just crazy, crazy stuff. And I promise it's because I like knowledge. And no, not I promise. I know, and I promise it's because I like knowledge. I love knowledge. And you know what I like even more is exchange of knowledge. That is what makes me, like, literally when I come from seminars and they're speaking about whatever the topic is, or obviously topics that I really love, I go crazy. My phone blows up with pictures, videos of my excitement. Like sometimes I'm so excited I can't sleep because I just met this amazing person who spoke about, let's say, human rights and migration. Like those are things I really love. Or non-refoulement. Oh my word! This one man spoke about it for like an hour, in 2 hours, in fact, in one of the classes I attended, and the entire evening I was just so excited, not because of the way he pronounced it, but the knowledge he came to bring, and also the fact that I'd read about this term, this principle, and it was even now. So I just really love knowledge and that exchange of knowledge. And I guess in that knowledge is education, and in that education is making people aware. And obviously in Africa, um, we have societies and that have for a very long time been based on certain principles, certain ideologies, certain communities and societies that have been based on certain things that are like just solid foundations. And then all of a sudden, or not all of a sudden, I think there really are things in Africa already happening that are like trying to re-educate people in terms of like sex and sex positivity. So, oof, what just happened in my brain? So yes, sorry, I went crazy for a second. So there are like things that are happening already, like on maybe small, big levels that I maybe don't know about just yet. But what I wanted was if we could just make people aware again and again and again and again and again about things that are different, things that are changing, times are changing. Like literally, I am sitting in my living room talking to you about sex positive education. Would I be able to do this in 2006? I don't think so. Was there even Zoom in 2006? I don't know. Was there even Facebook Live in 2006? I really don't know. So these things are all changing. So I thought, let me hop onto that change thing and then try and introduce information to society. Not even introduce, information is there. I just want to bring it to you and be like, hey, but did you know? And even if you didn't know, that's great. Well done on you for knowing and for going to research on your own. But there's some things you might not have known, or some things you might have missed. And now all of a sudden, there's more things that you know. And I mean, there's never a wrong time or a wrong, like, learning is never, it's never been bad, at least to me. I think it's like, it's never crappy to enrich yourself with information. It's never a bad thing. So yeah, I just wanted to bring it across over here. This information and knowledge, I think the focus is knowledge, Yomir, hello. The exchange of knowledge, that is really it. Because some of the speakers that we've had so far, I didn't know half of the things that they were talking about. No, no shame, not a half. I mean, I obviously do it full time. But then they have things to say to me that I also like. Oh, like the way Casey Blake explained coming out, but instead it was letting people in. Like, brilliant. I literally spoke about it yesterday to somebody because I think it was amazing. Like how a perspective can change like that. Who knew? Like, did you know that instead of saying coming out, or even if you said coming out all these years, and then just heard one day that hey, it's also letting people in, because I just mind blown. I thought that was amazing, and I would love if more people could see it like that. Or even if they didn't, that's okay. At least you were aware, you knew, you heard somewhere, you read somewhere. Oh, I like that. And that is what you take. Because something you learned today or you heard today could be something you remember in a few months, in a few years' time, and it could either make or break or change your perception of something. And that's basically what I wanted to do with sex education. Now, just because I talk about sex and sex positivity does not mean that I want to have sex or am an expert in having sex or whatever else. Or just because you have had sex does not make you or I sex experts or sexologists, not at all. It does, however, put us in a place where we are able to learn. Because I mean, you can always do best, you can always improve. And I don't mean improve in performance, I mean improve in information, knowledge up here. So, um, I know that people might think I am absolutely crazy for wanting to speak about sex positivity stuff, especially this, I think I mentioned earlier on, this transition for me. I have always, I guess always, I don't know, not always, but in the last few years, I've spoken about sex a lot. Whether it is because of my trauma, whether it's because of my like for education and knowledge exchange, I'm not too sure, or sexual awareness or whatever it is, I'm not sure. I've spoken about sex a lot. And at like a gathering barbecue braai party kind of thing I attended on the 20th of December last year. I'm sorry, I'm stupidly mad with dates. I don't know why. I again spoke about sex, and it wasn't. I mean, we've all spoke about sex. Come on, we have all spoken about sex, whether it be to laugh about this or to say this in a jokingly manner, in a whatever humorous thingy, whatever it was. We've spoken about sex, but that particular evening, I think someone told me, "Wow, you must know a lot of things," and I was like, yeah, I actually do, but only because I've read and I've researched, and I love reading, so I'm going to read these things. And they were like, "Joachim must come to you for tips," and I was like, just because I talk about sex doesn't mean I want to have sex. It is only because I really like the exchange of knowledge. And then again, I think I don't know if I've mentioned it in the last 25 minutes. Honestly, I don't. But the transition from speaking about sex in a humorous way, in a oh I can come to you for tips kind of way, or oh my word, I didn't know that kind of way, to now speaking about sex positive conversation and hey yes but did you know this, or can you learn this from this, or hey sexual mental health, or hey to be aware of the things that you are talking about regarding sex and things like that. So it's just I posted a picture a few weeks ago that says sexual, not sexualized, And that kind of sums up everything. Yes, I talk about sex positive stuff. Yes, I would love people talk about sex and more in an open and honest and obviously informed, responsible way. But that really doesn't mean that, oh yeah, please. No, it doesn't. So yeah, that's just one last thing. And then I think the most important thing for this video is, sorry, my mouse is being weird. Age appropriate. And I think it was yesterday or Friday I posted a picture that says age appropriate. Sure guy. Do I remember what it says? No, I don't. But it says it's never too early to talk about sex. Oh yeah, it was something to do with the misconception of talking about sex at an early age would make the child or make the person want to have sex at an earlier age. And I think also someone like in the last few weeks, months had told me just because people have information doesn't mean that they're going to make the correct decisions. And that is like just in my brain for the last however long it has been. And that may be true. It may be true. It may not be true. It may be true. It may not be true. But my answer to that is at least it's been there. The information has been there. It is out there. You can find this easily. You can find this, maybe not easily, but you can find it. You can literally Google, you literally have answers at the end of your fingertips, whether it be a tablet, a phone, a laptop, a whatever it is, you can find answers at quickest, at your earliest convenience. So why not have it there? Why not speak about these things? And so that regarding the age appropriate stuff, Casey Blake mentioned that when she spoke to people, they didn't always know that they had been sexually abused or molested or things like that until they were introduced to like sex education, I'm gonna guess. So why not start? And also, she has these classes. I think it's over a weekend usually, where she has like tools for speaking to literally nursery children, like toddlers, children about sex. And I think it is absolutely brilliant because she said that those people had been abused and they didn't know what it was until like later in life. So they didn't know like back then when they were younger that this is wrong, that's not appropriate. These are things we talk about. These are things that are like okay to speak about. These are things that are not okay. These are things that are whatever it is. So why not speak about that when you're younger? This age appropriate sex education talk, the age appropriate talk, and unfortunately, I only have me to speak about. I don't have anybody else's story, but if somebody wants to share, maybe one day, then I'll gladly have them on. But that is, that couldn't be truer. I didn't know. I couldn't put the words to what I had been through until like later on. What happened to me happened from when I was 6 years old until when I was like 9. But only when I was 10, I told somebody for the first time. And even then, I didn't know the words. I know that in the moments of what happened, over the span of what happened, I was uncomfortable. I would freeze. It was just a crappy feeling. But we get crappy feelings for a lot of things. I got crappy feelings when maybe I didn't do my homework correctly, or I came home late, or whatever it was, or I didn't wash the dishes, or those are things you feel uncomfortable or crappy for, or someone shouted at you when you were younger. Like those are things you feel crappy for and uncomfortable and ugh. So in those moments, I couldn't name, I couldn't say molested, raped, abused, sexual abuse, or inappropriate. I didn't know those terms until much later. So I think that it's never too early to speak about sex or to be sex positive in a family. Also, there's an Instagram page called Sex Positive Family. Shout out to them. They are amazing balls, honestly. I say honestly a lot, nasty. So yeah, to me at least, this is my opinion here. I don't think it is ever too early to speak about sex. And just because you speak about sex in an early age does not mean I'm going to go out and have sex at whatever age you think I may go out. It's just because I then know things. And because I know things, I can make a choice. I can make a decision to say that, hey, yeah, I want to go have sex. So, you know what? Because I know all of this stuff, let me not. I don't want to because I am too young. Because obviously, a lot of these um, people, and not only are not only is technology evolving at such a great, huge speed in the fourth industrial revolution and all of these things, but people are becoming smarter at a younger age. Like, don't you think that is true? And don't you see that? Like, I say like also a lot. Um, I have seen that. I've read it. I have been reading it in the news, in the whatever. Like, I have a younger sister. She's freaking smart and or very opinionated. Like, at 8, I don't think I was doing half the things she's doing at the moment, but okay. I just think that people are getting also more accustomed to technology at a younger age. People and babies can now use tablets so quickly. So why not have that information? Just like you have the ability to use a tab at the age of however old, why not have the knowledge or the information and be like, you know what? So when I am older, again, also, no, let me not talk about that. That's completely different. Um, honestly, I just think honestly again, I'm gonna have an honestly and an obviously counter next time. Or not next time, maybe in this video I'm gonna try and edit that in because you know my video editing skills are yes. So what was I saying? Yeah. I think that there is nothing wrong with information being given at a young age. Or even a what is this? I don't know, in my university it's called a continuous assessment. I think that is such a good phrase. Not the assessment part, but it's continuous. If you are speaking about sex at or introduced to sex or information about sex at a young age, you will be well informed by the time you are, let's say 21, 22, whatever, 20 something. You will have been so well informed to make your decisions regarding sex and also then to influence others around you. Because obviously, what you speak about, the way you see things, other people hear. Other people will either like it or not like it, or will go and research or ask you more about it. And then in that way, you can spread what you know with somebody else. And that is what I think Take It Off is also trying to do, or what I'm trying to do with Take It Off, but also with obviously with experts who are coming to talk about us, coming to talk to us. So, what was I saying, guys? Anyway, yeah, this is 33 minutes. Yeah, that is it. Okay, continuous. There we go. Continuous. So if you always have this constant, continuous learning, knowledge exchange, this information, you are able to one day make great decisions for yourself. Like again, like when we with sexual awareness with Katrina Buffard, forgive me my pronunciation. Um, she said that the Dutch education, the Dutch sex education model was very different from ours. It was centered around pleasure, joy, and consent. Where I'm sure those children got to learn at a younger age, hopefully, inshallah, I'm not sure, I'll look it up. And it was like a continuous assessment until whatever grade or thingy their schooling ends. And then when they asked the men, the boys, sorry, they asked them, why did you have sex for the first time? This was because I really liked my partner. I really liked my, whoever it was. Where the American, the study was there's an American system, and theirs was, oh, because peer pressure, because my friends are doing it, or because if we could just have that continuous, I'm not saying to every day speak about the same thing, no, but there are small ways in which you can introduce information. And that is why Casey Blake has those tools now already, same now, no, just now already, so that we can learn, so that as parents, as young people, we can tell the next generation about things. And that is literally the whole point of Take It Off, is to create a population generation who is going to make great decisions regarding sex for themselves. That is literally everything I want to do one day with Take It Off. That's really it. So I don't think there is an age appropriate thing. really think that's a misconception. I believe that you should be able to access information, and if that information is through your parents, then they should be the ones to be like, hey, I don't know how you're gonna say this, but hey, I'm not a parent, I'm a deputy parent. But yeah, I think that's it for my rant today. Again, just thank you very, very, very much to the 255 people who have liked the Facebook page, and the 61 people on Instagram. The guys, I don't know how to work Twitter. I'm not gonna say honestly. I really don't know how to work Twitter, but I've been watching videos and I will soon up the numbers on Twitter. Thank you to those 17 subscribers on YouTube. I really appreciate it, and thank you very much. And please feel free to comment and ask questions. We literally have the WhatsApp line that is open for questions and anything you want to ask. There is no silly question. There will always be an answer, whether it is something sweet and short, something that is long. There is an answer, and we'll have someone to come and talk about. Like if we have a lot of questions about endometriosis or abortion or alopecia, hair loss stuff, we'll have an expert, we'll have someone come and talk to us. Like that is not a problem. Information exchange is my thing. I like that a lot. So thank you very much. I hope you have a great week. Or just have an okay week. That's also fine. That's also okay. Have an okay week. Have an okay week. You have an okay week. You be fine. I winked. Bye. Thank you.